It is Tuesday, June 15. Welcome to CGN News. Grenada's head of immigration, Leroy Joseph, says there is a significant increase in the number of illegal migrants from St. Vincent entering the country. Joseph says illegal migration has become a major concern because of the rise in community spread of the coronavirus in neighboring islands. He said more than half of the 24 persons caught illegally entering the island since the start of the year were from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All persons must provide a negative PCR upon arrival, reside in a quarantine facility for no more than 48 hours if fully vaccinated, or 7 days if not vaccinated. The Barbados government has warned employers that workers cannot be dismissed for failing to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Labor and Social Partnership Relations Minister Colin Jordan said workers are protected by the Employment Act, which prohibits discrimination on the grounds of a person's medical condition. Jordan said that a genuine occupational qualification is when a requirement is absolutely necessary for a particular position or function. He said there could also be a legal requirement, as in the case of workers in food preparation. Jordan said it would be for an employer to prove that the vaccination or test is absolutely necessary in order for him or her to function in the particular capacity. The Medical Association of Jamaica, MAJ, is urging caution in further relaxing COVID-19 measures. MAJ President Dr. Andrew Manning made the call amid the British government's decision to delay easing restrictions in the UK because of concerns about rising coronavirus cases. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has delayed the final stage of easing lockdown restrictions in England to July 19. The Jamaican government has made adjustments to some of the protocols it implemented, but with announcements expected regarding the reopening of the entertainment sector, Dr. Manning believes the local authorities must be very careful. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton commented on the latest developments in the UK via Twitter on Monday, describing the situation as a cause for concern. The Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Insurance Facility, CCRIF, on Monday said member governments have renewed their parametric insurance coverage ahead of the 2021 hurricane season. This is the second consecutive year that members have ceded over $1 billion in risk to CCRIF. CCRIF started operations in 2007 with 16 Caribbean member governments and just under $500 million in coverage for tropical cyclones and earthquakes. It now offers 5 parametric insurance products to 23 members, including 9 Caribbean governments, 3 Central American governments, and 1 electric utility. Royal Caribbean International scrapped plans to send cruise ships to Bermuda this summer, owing to the government's rule that all passengers must be vaccinated. Transport Minister Lawrence Scott said that other destinations only required a proportion of passengers to be vaccinated, which made them more attractive to cruise lines. But he defended the hard line on vaccinations and said public safety could not be compromised. Scott highlighted Bermuda's regulations were stricter than those of the CDC. Freedom of the Seas and Enchantment of the Seas were scheduled to make 21 visits each to Bermuda from July to October. Grenada's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, will chair the 60th meeting of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS authority, on June 18, the Commission has announced. The virtual meeting also commemorates the 40th anniversary of the creation of the OECS on June 18, 1981, when 7 Eastern Caribbean countries signed a cooperation treaty. It became known as the Treaty of Basseterre in honor of the St. Kitts capital, where it was signed. The OECS currently has 11 members spread across the Eastern Caribbean, comprising Antigua, Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, St. Vincent, the British Virgin Islands, Anguilla, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. Jennifer Bridges, a registered nurse in Houston, believes that it's wrong for her employer to force hospital workers like her to get vaccinated against COVID-19 or say goodbye to their jobs. But a federal judge ruled that if Houston Methodist Hospital employees don't like it, they could leave. The ruling Saturday is believed to be the first of its kind in the U.S. Bridges said she and the others will take their case to the U.S. Supreme Court. The Houston Methodist employees likened their situation to medical experiments performed on unwilling victims in Nazi concentration camps during World War II. Bridges is one of 178 Houston Methodist workers suspended without pay on June 8 and will be fired if they don't agree by June 22 to get vaccinated. United Nations rights experts say they have credible information that detainees from minority communities in China may be subjected to forced organ harvesting, a claim rejected by Beijing. The independent experts mandated by the UN said they were extremely alarmed by the allegations. Detained members of minority communities appeared to have been forcibly subjected to blood tests and organ examinations without informed consent, said the UN experts. This was not something other detainees were required to undergo. The exam results were then registered in a database of living organ sources for transplants, the experts added. China has repeatedly faced accusations of forced organ harvesting from prisoners. All 19 workers at a fast food restaurant in Pakistan were detained after refusing to give a group of police officers free burgers last week. Staff at the chain Johnny and Jugno in Lahore were rounded up on Saturday and held overnight. In a statement posted on Facebook, Johnny and Jugno said a group of police officers had gone to the restaurant 2 days before the incident and asked for free burgers. Days later, the police officers reportedly visited the outlet and took the manager and kitchen crew. The restaurant also said the staff were not allowed to close down the kitchen, leaving fryers still running and customers waiting for their orders. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan has previously called for a reform of the Punjab region's police force, saying local politicians had appointed cronies to run police stations. And finally, a French court has ordered Ikea to pay a fine of €1 million after the Swedish furniture chain was found guilty of spying on staff in France. Former CEO of Ikea France, Jean-Louis Ballot, received a 2-year suspended sentence and €50,000 fine. The French subsidiary was found to have used private detectives and police officers to collect data on staff. Evidence came to light in 2012. Stung by the affair, Ikea fired 4 managers and got a new code of conduct. The surveillance system was used by store managers to vet job applicants and check up on their staff. Ikea's annual bill for private investigators ran up to €600,000, AFP reports, citing court documents. In one case, AFP reports the company's former head of risk wanted to know how an employee could afford a new BMW convertible. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.